big Keir Starmer left a stuttering Angela Rayner to respond when he chose to take the day off and not appear at PMQs. The challenging questions. In today's movie, we'll watch footage of the farmer being burned after being called out for screwing over during her protest. Just so you know, farmers, her response is classic Labour. Before we watch the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and become a part of our rapidly expanding community. Just a brief note to let you know that we have new Stuck Farmer t-shirts in stock. You can get them right now at british.com or by clicking the link in the description. Take a look. Budgets for farming total $300 million. The farmers know they ruined it for them, which is why we're in government, and they're not feeling well. Maybe the Right Honourable Lady believes that everyone came to London yesterday to thank the government. Let's examine the facts. The typical mid-sized 360-acre family farm in the constituency of my right honourable friend for Thuren Morton has told their accountant that their new liability as a result of this government is £500,000, which is 12 years' worth of profit. When this generation dies, the farm will become completely unviable, and it's just one of thousands and thousands of farms like it. It's obvious the government has misreported the facts. The Central Association for Agricultural Valuers, the real experts in this field, say, so the NFU says so. They're shortly to publish a report showing that 75% of all commercial farms will fall above the threshold if the government isn't going to reverse this terrible policy. Will the Right Honourable Lady at least commit that there will be no further increases to inheritance tax and no further reductions to agricultural property relief or business property relief in this Parliament? Well, Mr. Speaker, he talks about the facts, and I absolutely stand by the figures the government has set out, and the vast majority of estate owners will be totally unaffected. He wants to talk about the figures. Mr. Speaker, I will be crystal clear. The vast majority of estate owners will see no change and pay no tax on land passed unvalued at £1,001 million can pass on £3 million. Mr. Speaker, tax-free, and those above the thresholds will pay only half the normal rate and can pay over 10 years interest-free. This is just another part of the budget that's unraveling, Mr. Speaker. Everyone here and all the farmers at home will have heard there was no guarantee. We know what that means. They're coming back for more. And even if the Honourable Lady had made a promise today, it wouldn't have been worth a fig. We know that the Environment Secretary before the election promised the farmers this wouldn't happen. Labour promises get broken. Let's put all of this into context. The Treasury. According to the Treasury, the family farms tax will increase by an average of £441 million annually. The Treasury also claims that public sector wage increases, which the government declared in July would cost £9.4 billion per year, more than 21 times as much, are justified. I don't need any more from the second bench, so please, less of it. We've been jogging a little lately, and I don't need any more. Trade union rises are valuable, so order now, order now, order now. Deputy Prime Minister, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I believe it is bold of the honourable gentleman to stand there and imply that Labour violated agreements or increased taxes when the school was the honourable gentleman. It was his government that destroyed the economy, causing inflation to spike to 1.1% and flatten out. And it was his government that spent the reserves 3 times over. It was also his government that increased taxes to the highest level for a generation. I refuse to learn anything from the gentleman. Alex B., I can see why the Right Honourable Lady is reluctant to respond to inquiries regarding the awful decisions taken by the government. The truth is that this is a punishment, and it is nasty. The punishment meted out to those who do not vote for Labour is the same as that meted out to parents whose children attend private schools. Inform small business owners who are afraid of paying national insurance taxes that they face the same penalty. Isn't it true, Mr. Speaker, that if you don't vote for Labour, they don't care about you? The same old Labour keeps swindling people and refusing to answer their questions. What are your thoughts on this?
When we voted on this a few weeks ago, they purposefully did not publish that impact assessment. Instead, they concealed it from Parliament and from their own MPs. Cuts followed government modelling that showed 100,000 pensioners could be forced into poverty. Philp claimed to have warned that the circumstances for pensioners were getting worse, claiming restricting the winter fuel payment will result in an estimated 50,000 more pensioners falling into relative poverty after housing costs next year, according to DWP modelling. This number is expected to increase to 100,000 additional pensioners in poverty by 2026 to 2027 due to rising inflation and benefit cuts. Only individuals receiving pension credit from this winter will be eligible for the £300 winter fuel payment, which aims to save £1.5 billion yearly. Similar trends are shown by the government's data up until 2013, with the annual number of extra pensioners living in poverty ranging from 50,000 to 100,000. The numbers are rounded to the closest 50,000 people because of modelling uncertainties. Liz Kendall, the Secretary of Work and Pensions, defended the policy, saying that a £22 billion financial deficit forced the government to make tough choices to balance the books. She also stressed that the modelling does not take into account actions to boost pension credit take-up, which has increased by 152% since July. A government spokesperson also highlighted other support measures like the £150 warm home discount and cold weather payments. They also mentioned that a state pension hike of up to £470 in April will help millions of retirees. When understanding the results, the modelling figures should be considered. In her letter to MPs, Kendall warned about the reductions to the winter fuel payment. Represent a substantial change from the earlier universal system, which paid all pensions. With the announcement that it would advocate for full winter fuel payments in its 2026 Hollywood campaign, the Scottish Labour Party has notably split from the UK-wide party position. Liberal Democrat Treasury spokesperson Daisy Cooper denounced the cuts, claiming that they would push more elderly people into poverty and force them to choose between currently, only 63% of people who qualify for pension credit claim it for heating and dining, which means that many lower-income pensioners may not receive the payout. If you haven't already, please make sure to like this video and let me know what you think about the topics we covered in today's video in the comments box below. For more British political content, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and be careful. Goodbye.